Live. Now we're
It's just turned
finally
phone down.
live. Dun, 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 dun. I've got that Post Malone song in my head, that Fall Apart. It's the one good song he's ever made, I swear.
I don't know what that is.
Fall Apart by Post Malone. Surely you've heard it.
No.
Wow. You're actually kind of missing
I
out. It's a genuinely good song. It's not rap, which is
Yeah,
great.
right.
Um,
You're actually gonna try and
but
convince me
yeah,
he's brought out a good song.
it surprises me that he's put out a good song too, because that Rockstar song I hate with a burning passion. Same and like congratulations and that. I just haven't enjoyed any of it.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to look it up.
Good old Post Me Malone. I think you should later. But anyway, we have a podcast to do, Ben. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 23 of the Casual Cast. I'm your host, Sam Nicholson, joined alongside by Ben Storia, as always. How you doing, Ben?
Look, I could be better, but no use complaining. Because if you complain, who's going to listen?
Well, you're sounding a lot better than the last episode we did a couple of days ago, where you sounded like you were falling apart. Huh? Huh?
Stop it, please. Get on with the show. This is a
Look, I probably
respectable
shouldn't do the bad
podcast.
puns. Yeah, it's not the bad pun cast. Although I wish it was. I would have a blast doing a show all about puns. I don't think anyone would willingly listen to it, but
I would.
I would have a downright good time doing that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it is kind of in casual cast spirit to just talk absolute shit about anything, so I really shouldn't say that you're not being professional. I'm sorry, I take that back. I know that went too
Yeah,
hard.
you
I could see
fucking
the pain in
should.
your eyes.
Ass.
Not anymore, actually. What's that?
He apologizes. I just throw it straight in your face.
Mhm. If you don't have a gauge on who Sam truly is, that is 100% just who he is, down to the core.
I'm the scum of the earth.
Yes.
But everyone who's joining us, if you're watching live, the chat is open. If you are willing to participate in that, we will reply to all of your messages. And if you're listening on iTunes or any other podcast service, thanks for tuning in to the edited version. Definitely remember to give us a review and subscribe and all that good stuff. It helps us out a lot. And we have a lot to talk about for you guys today, actually. We've got a solid 3 topics. Shocker. We always have 3 topics.
Mix it up a bit.
Yeah, that's it. Mixing it up as always with no mix up at all. But our first topic, this is my topic. I was watching the Avengers this week, and like in preparation for the new one coming out and stuff, I'm trying to watch like a Marvel movie a week, to prepare for the good old Infinity War. And I was watching it, and then I thought the alien invasion, they really didn't do it right. And then I thought to nearly every other alien invasion movie, and it's like the aliens just don't do it right. I had another thought as well, which I'll get into later. But like, why do you think they start with the big cities that are the most easily defended? Like, for example, like all the big cities, especially New York, which is the city that the Avengers takes place in. Those are the cities that probably are most likely to have a contingency plan against some kind of attack, especially after something like 9/11. Why would you start there? Why wouldn't you start, for example, in the comics, the alien race that actually invaded New York, the Chitauri, they have the ability to consume people and then look like the people who they consume. Like, so they can kind of shapeshift and look like humans. If I were the Chitauri, I'd start with a small town, take that over gradually, and then start to move out and take out like all the surrounding areas. Why don't they do shit like that?
Look, I don't know. I guess it makes kind of sense that they target a big city as well, because you've got that element of surprise. I mean, if an armada comes out of hyperspace, you can't really prepare for that. You know, we don't have the old hyperspace alarm system out yet. So I guess that they can just quickly override those big powers before they can truly mobilize together and actually put up a strong defense, like organized, as opposed to, rushing around and calling for the superheroes that we obviously have in today's society to save us.
You talking about the heroes that we have in today's society is kind of my next point, actually.
Amazing.
I was thinking, how many idiots do you think, like, they might have just gone to a con or something like that, they have like a dumb cosplay? How many idiots do you think would stand out there and think they might be able to beat down some aliens and do something? Because I reckon there'd be a ton. I think there'd be a heap of people, I've dreamt for this moment my entire life, and walk out there.
Ready for this moment for all of my time.
This is for you, Captain America.
Goes out with his like foam sword and just up. He's like, ah! Phases through the face. There's got to be those idiots, right?
Idiots. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
reckon if we were drunk enough after a con dressed in cosplay, we'd probably give it a swack. I mean,
So
we're
if
probably
we're
gonna die anyway. Like,
that's
really,
true. What a
if
way to
you're
go
gonna, you
out.
see aliens up in the sky and they're coming at you, I mean, like, what are the chances you're gonna get away? So you may as well go down virally, even though no one will ever see it.
That's true. I'd try and turn it into a Banter Lab video and hope that one of us survives because I would want those views. Like, hey, we were here at RTX Sydney. While we were there, the aliens came down. Ben just like knocked over some kid, took their cosplay, and started to take on the aliens.
Got
He didn't
vaporized.
perish. They got
It was
vaporized.
insane.
Perished. I got away. I posted the video because I want the views.
Rip one brave soul, pour one out for the dead homies, huh?
That's it. Pour one out for our cosplay homies. But like, because I kind of thought what would make a really good movie, I think, is like one of the Nick Frost and Simon Pegg movies. But it's that like they're a bunch of cosplayers, and then the aliens invade, and they're at a con, and then they take them all on. I reckon that'd be so cool. But they just meet up with other people at the con and like make a motley crew Avengers.
That'd
and,
be
like,
pretty funny.
Take them on. That'd be
those ones that are truly
movie.
in character too, and they're just, you gotta come with me. I have a secret
Yeah, that's
base.
it.
We can survive if we stick together.
Yeah, one of them might be a bit reluctant to do it, like he didn't want to be at the con at the first place, but like he might be the tougher one, so he knows how to fight and take him out. And I reckon that'd be such a good movie. Edgar Wright, your next movie, it has to be that with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
They confirmed they're doing another one. I think I tagged you in the other day. Another like spoof horror one. So
yeah, they are.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, and if I were doing that kind of movie too, like the one that I just described, that's probably how I'd do it as well. Like kind of gritty as well, like really gruesome, and like the aliens are genuinely scary and stuff like that. But it's a funny movie too. I think comedy horror is an awesome genre that, when done well, we don't get enough of.
Oh, what is that one? God, is it Funland or Wonderland? Jeez.
Zombieland?
Zombieland. Jeez. Wow. That one's great. With like the kill of the week and all that.
Yeah, that's it. It's
on zombies and
Actually,
shit.
who directed that? Because that's probably how I'd want to direct this movie if I didn't. I know nothing about directing, so I can't.
Yeah, no, because you can't direct. I wouldn't put you in as director if you're the last man on earth. I'm sorry.
I haven't. Oh, thanks, man. Well, I mean, I have no directing experience, but you got to start somewhere. Ruben Fleischer. That is who I've never heard of. Ruben
Everyone's
Fleischer.
favorite
What else?
friend. What else has Ruben done?
Gangster Squad, which was a good
really?
movie. Zombieland 2. What? That movie doesn't exist.
I'm sure it was awful. That's probably why we don't know about it.
Let's see. Oh, it doesn't have a year under it, so it might have been cancelled.
Yeah, maybe. Or it's in production.
Yeah, maybe. It has Woody
like
Harrelson
that.
on the cover. It's got a poster and everything. I feel like it was probably cancelled.
Yeah, like I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
I need a sequel to that one.
Night Stand. So the only movie apart from Zombieland that I've seen of his is Gangster Squad, I think. But dang, he did a great job on both of those.
I guess they're too big accolades to your name. I don't really know directors to start with, so it's probably not someone who should make any comments on his directing in the first place. But yeah, no, that would probably be a decent movie for like Garai to take on, or a different kind of like take on the movies he's done before.
Absolutely.
Your alien,
like I love Hot Fuzz
cosplay fight.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I love Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. I really didn't like the pub one, the one that came after.
The pub one.
The World's End. I really didn't like the world. That movie sucked. But actually, you know what? Another great idea for that like superhero one would be to have someone who's in the Avengers as themselves, like they happen to be at the con, like Chris Evans or something like that was there as Chris Evans, like doing the con, and then the aliens come, so everyone's like looking up to him to try and get shit done. Oh,
all right. So you've got this idea set out, right? Yeah. Okay. What city are we sitting in? Right? Is it going to be RTX Sydney?
No, I don't think I'd do it as RTX Sydney. I mean, not enough people go. Like, would Chris Evans be at RTX Sydney? No, he wouldn't. That'd make it funnier.
Oh man, so many ideas bouncing around in his mind. He searches soulfully for the right answer, but it has eluded him. What event he says?
Yeah, no, fuck it. I'd either do it somewhere like Sydney, because no movies are set there, and it'd be funny. Like, all these guys here to defend Sydney.
People on the computer, where is Sydney? What is it?
What is a Sydney?
How do I get one?
Why are we defending it?
Yeah, actually on Google, that's the most searched term. Why are we defending Sydney?
Classic. But yeah, that's probably what I'd do. I don't know who I'd cast in it apart from Nick Frost and Edgar. Oh, not fucking Edgar Wright.
You could put him in there if you want.
Simon. Yeah, I mean, why not? I don't think I've seen him act. But,
okay, so we're setting it in Sydney, and because you're not directing it, but you have to feature. So who are you dressed as? That's the next big thing. Who are you going to defend Sydney as? Yep. Gotta give us a bit of
going to defend Sydney as, I don't know, who would be a really dumb cosplay to do? Like, it just wouldn't work at all.
So
probably some like anime girl or something like that. Like, I don't know who, but like one of those cosplays where like the anime girls, like, they're not wearing much, the ones that you see at all the cons. I'd be one of those guys defending Sydney in like some slutty anime cosplay.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, just before you get into it, right? If you did that, the aliens would stop and be like, "This planet isn't worth it. It's too far gone. You're not even worth killing."
I've single-handedly saved Sydney by dressing up as a weeb.
Oh god, like even just slight passing thoughts of that has hurt my soul. I can see you doing it. That's the worst part. There's no ground.
Absolutely, I've got no shame. But okay, what about you, Ben? I'm gonna have to put you in my movie. So who are you gonna be?
Yeah, no, because you know how you're gonna have to put me in because a plethora of acting experience, such as a CD drive film by Cameron Davies called, oh god, I can't remember what it's called.
Is that lucid dreaming one, wasn't it?
Oh, that's one. But we made one when we were very young, like one of his first movies he's ever made, and Zombie or Not, that's it.
Zombie or Not,
was that some quality acting? So I know you've seen that. So
were you a zombie or weren't you? Yeah,
I don't know. We were going to make a second one, didn't happen. Anyway, I'm rambling because I just have a plethora of acting experience and I like to brag about it. But really, I'd go as everyone's favorite DC villain, actually, and I think you probably know which one this is. He's well loved, a big member of the universe. It's Solomon Grundy. So I've got a whole top acid.
So this is episode 23 of the show. That has to be like the 21st time you fucking mentioned Solomon Grundy.
I was going to do another one. I was like, wait, perfect opportunity. You know my thoughts on him. Most underrated DC villain. I love me some Solomon.
Sure. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. I can't remember the next lines, but yeah, okay, sure. For some reason, I thought you were going to say Emperor Zurg. That'd be cool. Zurg isn't in enough movies, but
I guess so. As in, like, the enemy of the Galactic Alliance?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Galactic Alliance? No, Star Command.
That was, no. Because Star Command is one of the Galactic Alliance, you peasant. Before you talk shit to me here, you get your facts right. I'm not going to go into it because it'll be just a ramble. But anyway.
He's not called Buzz Lightyear of the Galactic Alliance.
So, Zurg, when they introduce him, evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance. You fucking dumb, daft, idiot, stupid, big dumb, ugly, big dumb, ugly bitch. You know, perfect. But yeah, no, you've read my mind. Second choice is probably Zurg. So, I might even do a half and half. So if I turn one side, I'm Zurg, turn the other side, Solomon Grundy. And so that way, aliens have no idea who they're really fighting. I think just the switching, they'll be like, am I seeing double? What the fuck? And that's when I take my opportunity to be actually vaporized. Probably can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, sure. If you want to be vaporized straight away.
I probably would. I mean, going off my luck, I'll be the first one to go.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
This is a good movie, but it, really tied into your topic of, why would they attack a main city as alien invasions? It's derailed into designing your own movie.
I mean, that's just the casual cast. That's the nature of it. We go off topic, and it usually ends up sort of better off for it, I suppose.
Yeah, more or less.
But, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to bring it back to where we were, like, I still feel like going somewhere, like, if I was the Chitauri, I'd start at, like, Broken Hill or something like that. Take everyone over, then, like, figure out, like, oh, there was a planned footy trip for all these guys to go out to fucking whatever the next town is. And then so a bus full of Chitauri posed as football players, get on the field, take over the next small town, blah, 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 until you have a lot of small towns to take on somewhere like Sydney. and then move on from there. That's how I'd do it if I were the Chitauri, but I'd mostly be worried about all the dickheads from cons trying to beat me with their foam sword and baseball bats.
That's it. I think they're actually like third on their list of most hated things.
Yeah,
along
maybe.
with the Avengers and cat cakes.
Cakes made for cats. I hate those too.
Man, that's
Target number one, the cat cake store. But yeah,
take out the Avengers and the cat cakes.
I really do think that there would be so many people who'd be like, "You said I'd never amount to anything, Mom. Now watch me go fight some aliens," and put on the Captain America or Iron Man suit and like taking them all on. And more power to you. Just enjoy your 5 seconds of life left.
Glory that no one's got to really witness because they're too afraid, shock or whatever.
That's it.
Yeah, no, because there's definitely those people that would like idolize a hero. Like they've got all the merch, all the posters, all the cosplay and the movies and whatnot. So yeah, I can probably see a lot of people just seeing that moment to truly embody the hero that they reckon is like the fucking go-to.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be Attack of the Neckbeards versus the aliens. Like, it sounds like I'm really shitting on the nerd community.
Yeah,
I am, but I'm also like one of you. Yeah, I'm also one of you, so I'm able to
fucking dump on yourself. Well done.
I was gonna do a big old cosplay for RTX until I realized I was too poor. I am one of you as well. But I just wouldn't be dumb enough to take on some aliens.
That's it.
But if aliens did come, would you be one to try for diplomacy first, or just fuck their day up, or try to fuck their day up?
I mean, really, you'd have to turn to diplomacy. I mean, what do I bring to the table when trying to fuck up an alien? I just watched him like vaporize 6 people with a click of his fingers, and I, throw a foam sword at him. I don't think that's going to get me very far.
Oh, no. This is assuming that they haven't vaporized anyone yet. Like, they've just arrived. They're walking out of their ship, and you're the president of the world, Ben Storia.
Jeez,
president
of
the world,
Sendoria.
Yeah, you have. Banter Lab, mate, it can take you anywhere, I tell you. Yeah.
Imagination.
So because you've achieved worldwide fame from Banter Lab, you're now the president of the world. It's down to you to make the call. Are you going up and shaking their slimy 3-fingered hands? Or are you calling the nukes?
So I'm not going to nuke them. Come on, that's like, you don't nuke your guests at the door, do you? I mean, someone rings your doorbell, you're not going to nuke them, right?
I have my doorbell fitted for
little
electrical like buzz, whenever they ring it.
See, that's a little bit better than a nuke. But this is why I became president of the world, not you. You're like my, Sasuke in the shadows, doing all my dirty business, apparently.
That's it. I'd love to. Can I wear a black suit with the sunnies and the earpiece? And
oh yeah,
you'd be like, oh, I love everyone, and then you'd be like, actually, I really need this guy assassinated. Then I go and take him out.
Watching you trying to assassinate someone would be the funniest thing. Like you're access to all this gear, but I haven't trained you or anything. You're like where you are now. You've just got this big room of equipment. I'm like, all right, take this man out. Just like pressing buttons.
I'll sure try.
Sleep darts coming out of pens and shit. You're just like, oh no.
I feel like I'd be a lot like Johnny English, just like absolutely hopeless.
That's
I love that movie. That movie's amazing.
But yeah, so alright, they come off their ship, they're walking down the thing. I'm going to do the classic, greet them with music, a universal language. And what better song to greet them with than the Crazy Frog remix? So I got to play that on an electric keyboard. And I think that's probably going to be the real way to get to communicate with them.
I think the next step after that, you play them the song, then just in front of them you have Crazy Frog Racer and 2 PlayStation 2 consoles and 2 TVs just in front of like, this is the greatest form of art we can offer.
And that's it. And then like we play it and the winner has to leave the planet and the fucking... the winner gets to stay on the planet, the loser has to leave.
Oh, do you race? Because you have an extensive background in that. Are you the one that we're going to rely on to win the race and get the aliens away?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, like, I'll take them on. I mean, I've played Crazy Frog Racer like maybe once. I've found a couple of shortcuts. I probably know how to play it better than anyone if I can be so bold to say so. But yeah. Look, so I think that's probably the way I'd go about it. How would you greet them? If you were put in my shoes and I was the dark Sasuke in the corner, how would you greet them?
How would I greet them? I'd say, I don't know. I'd probably daze them with some really bad trap rap music because everyone can get hooked on those beats, like get those beats stuck in their head. It'd probably chill them out because music is the universal language. And it doesn't matter if they can't speak English, it doesn't sound like those rappers are rapping English anyway. So it's not dependent on actual verbal communication, but they can like chill out to the beats and like, and then they're like, these guys are friendly. They give us the sweet trap beats, dog. And yeah, from there, I'd probably get you to nuke their ship.
It's just me sitting there with like this button, and there's two buttons, and I'm just like, oh fuck, what one was it again?
Actually,
Explodes.
I don't know. I probably want to figure out what technology they have and if we can adapt that and advance our society a little bit.
Yeah, true. I mean, if a ship flies through space, the odds of a nuke really having that much effect on them, surely. Probably got like hyper mega shields for anti rockets and stuff.
Yeah, we'd probably end up blowing up our own world instead of their ship. That'd be like all that's left standing.
Because I think it's absurd. Like, some alien nation isn't going to just let you blow them up with like an explosive. I just can't see that being a thing. The fact that they can like warp through space and time, and yet they don't have like these other technologies. I think that's always been a loophole.
I've had some extensive salesman training, as I've mentioned many times on this show before. So I know how to get under their skin and persuade them to turn their shields off because they would have nothing but benefits without their shields. And I'd tell them why that is. They would believe me. And then that's when you do the nuke, and it's all coming off the back of my.
Would you try and sales the Teltra Gold membership? If you sign up now, I'll give you 3 gigabytes of data a month for free.
Shield off, and I can give you a phone for $99 a month as well as a tablet. Which we tell you is for free, but you're actually paying for that in that $99 a month for 2 years. Yeah.
That's actually how the fucking fight for the planet starts. They're going to assimilate into our culture, but because they're paying for this for so long, they're going to be like, you know what? Fuck this.
This broadband deal is shit. The NBN doesn't even work. Let's just blow them all up.
No, go somewhere else in the world, please. There's better internet places.
So the downfall of this Earth is actually from Telstra. Telstra is the one that's destroyed the planet. Thanks, Telstra.
Fucking Telstra.
Yeah. So I urge any listeners to pop into your local Telstra store, tell them to fix their infrastructure because the world depends on it.
Oh, man. What gold?
How did we go from talking? Oh, I don't know how we talked about fucking the Avengers to fucking Telstra ruining the world, but that's just the magic of the CasualCast. And in the spirit of the CasualCast, we always have a second topic. I was going to have a really good segue to this topic, but like that's just kind of out the window with all the shit that we've talked because we really went off topic. But Ben and I were going to talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how that's looking at the moment, where it's going, and how we feel about the 10 years that it's been going. Because I don't know if you saw this week, Ben, but they put out a photo because the 10-year celebration of the Marvel Cinematic Universe started this week. They put out a photo of most of the people who have ever been in the movies or helped make the movies. And it was, seemed like a wonderful celebration. And I wanted to know what your thoughts on the MCU at the moment is compared to when it started.
Well, I'm sure if anyone's ever listened to our older ones, my view on Marvel for a while there was distasteful at best, I think. I thought their movies seemed to be, repeating themselves, and they didn't have that unique vibe that a lot of the ones that have come out this year have. Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to sneeze or not. I'm so sorry.
Quality listening.
Oh shit! All right, I'm back. I
put $5 on that. You're going to sneeze in the next minute.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I didn't think they had that same kind of structure that the other ones had, and but really, there have been gold mines come through the Marvel universe earlier on. As much as the old Spider-Mans are shit on, they were good for their time. We loved them when we were growing up, and the same with
one of them is still good.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And then the Andy Garfield ones as well. They're not too bad. They probably were my second favorite. And then the most recent Spider-Man, can't remember who plays fucking Spider-Man in that. Terrible with names.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, that's the one. was amazing, and I think that kind of shows the evolution of Marvel for me really well. Because the first one was like kind of just base roots off the comics. The second one was a little bit like in between the lines, I guess I would say, like a bit different. And then this new one is like back to the comics again, but done really well, and like a lot of emphasis on the story and how he probably should have been like in the comic books.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
absolutely.
agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. As a long-time Spidey comic reader, I think it was really accurate. I think I spoke a lot about that. We did an episode about Spider-Man: Homecoming. You had to leave for that topic, Ben. It was with Brad Murphy. So shout out to Brad if you're listening. Yeah, we talked about how super accurate it was to the comics, and it was a good fresh face for the sort of franchise. In saying that, though, all the old Spider-Man movies aren't MCU movies. They were made by Sony. So
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of started with Iron Man, which I think still objectively is a great movie. Iron Man 2 and 3, absolutely not. But they've definitely come a long way, because I do agree it was starting to get stale to a certain point until the last maybe 2 years when I think Doctor Strange, no, Ant-Man was a really good turning point. I thought they started to go a little bit different. And then, yeah, especially now with Thor Ragnarok, that's probably my favorite MCU movie by a little bit. Civil War was pretty close too, but like Ragnarok was just so unique and awesome and hilarious. Like, what I think they're doing differently now is that they're trying to make genre movies and not just superhero movies. So Thor was a comedy, and then I suppose you would have, I don't know, what's another example of that?
Guardians Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, also a comedy, I suppose. They've done other movies that are different genres too, though. Like Ant-Man's kind of like a heist movie and stuff like that. With them trying to do that, I think they have, I guess you could say, a bright future ahead, I suppose. Black Panther's been getting amazing reviews as well. I'm yet to watch that. It is out at the moment. And Spider-Man Homecoming is kind of like an action drama. And
yeah, because Disney do own Marvel now, right? That's
absolutely, yeah. So all the Marvel movies are also Disney movies, yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see if that's going to translate to like the movies in the future, because Disney's got their brand, and they need to uphold that brand and make sure all their movies are set to a standard they believe. And so I don't know if they're going to have a lot of influence over it. I know they didn't have with the most recent Spider-Man, but you can never really be sure with Disney. Like, you just never know. Like the fact that they brought out, what was it, a 25-minute like short film or something before one of the movies they recently put out for Frozen. Like, that was absolutely absurd and seems like out of character, but it just shows that they'll kind of do anything they think is just going to like basically make them more money.
Yeah, sure. I definitely agree with that. I mean, all they're in it for is for the money. But I think with franchises like the MCU and for the most part Star Wars, I think they do try to put a bit of care into trying to make it good. Whether The Last Jedi or not was good, that's another story. But I think I do legitimately try, because they know with stuff like that, the nerds get angry. And if the nerds are angry, they're not going to hear the end of it. And they're also easily going to boycott all the shit that they do. So I feel like they do put some care into it. They have made a lot of bad Marvel films as well. I mean, the Disney Marvel movies came every movie after the first Avengers. Paramount owned it kind of beforehand. And then after the first Avengers, Marvel Studios was then owned by Disney. And they've had a lot of misses, but they've had probably just as many hits too. Like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, great fucking movie. Great movie.
Yeah, very good.
Stuff like that. But then they've also done like Thor 2, which is horrible, and Iron Man 3, which is horrible. And
yeah. Thor's one of the most interesting ones, I think, because each movie seems like they've got a different tone. Like, the first one is kind of like, I want to say a classic, just action superhero movie. The second one takes like a much darker kind of turn. It's like a lot more brooding. And then the third one is just hilarious and has genuine laugh out loud moments. So it's another one that has benefited from the changeover of ownership, I guess, but I don't know how much effect that has had in the end. Yeah.
It seems kind of like what they're doing now with the ones that aren't Avengers movies, or the ones that are going to be like the huge ones like Civil War or something like that. They've been picking up a lot of directors that haven't done anything like that before. So especially Thor, which I think is a great example of this, is they got Taika Waititi, who had only done really small New Zealand films like What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Wilder People, stuff like that. And I think they wanted directors that don't come from that blockbuster background to give it something different. because all the blockbusters are starting to meld into the same kind of model. They're all kind of cut and paste the same movie. And I think with them doing something like that, it's kind of brought a big breath of fresh air into the franchise. So I'm digging that. I think what the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done is one of the greatest cinema events of all time. I mean, it hasn't been done before. Movies have never had a big franchise that's all in the same shared universe across, spanning multiple movies a year as big as this is now.
Yeah.
Like that was a really unique thing to come out of 2008 until now. And I wonder if they're going to wrap it all up or if they'll just keep beating the drum until no one likes superhero movies anymore.
The superhero drum.
I mean, I really want them to wrap it up on a good note. Like, I'd love that Blu-ray box set of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe just in one box.
Big box set, man.
Yeah,
that's a lot of discs.
Oh, worth it. Totally worth it. I would dig a collection like that. But yeah, just a beginning and an end. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, look, I agree. I'd love to see it like that. If they keep up like this kind of quality and they end on such a high note, then everyone's going to look back and be like, look, yeah, there was some of them weren't great, but fuck, did they evolve and end on such a good note? Like, I want to buy these box sets and shit. It's going to be great to just sit down and watch them later on. But I don't know. I can't see it being wrapped up that easily or that nicely, especially with Disney. I reckon that it's going to just keep being pushed until they run out of things that they can do.
Definitely.
Because the fact that when they acquired fucking X-Men and that, and the fact they want to bring all the universes together and have crossovers and things like that, I think that's just opened up a whole nother can of worms to just keep it going for much longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have they own enough characters now to run it nearly forever. I just hope that they don't. Sure, bring some X-Men in, that's fine. Or have X-Men be their own thing too. They were always, because Fox owned them until now, they're always their own thing. I'd be happy for them to keep it that way and not have them interact with the Avengers. I don't need the X-Men with the Avengers because they haven't been for 10 years. So, yeah, I mean, just leave them on their own, keep making Logan movies. Oh, Hugh Jackman's not involved anymore, though, so they can't. But, yeah, I don't know. I'd really like there to be an end. And, I reckon it'd be a cool thing to show your kids someday. This came out, nothing had ever been done like it before. Let's sit down and watch 57 movies and see how this whole thing ends. That'd be great. But, yeah, Disney seem like they just want to run cash cows for as long as they can because that's what they're doing with Star Wars. They're like, oh, we've got another trilogy to happen after this one. We're doing spin-off movies every year until Star Wars ends, but we don't think Star Wars is going to have an end. So, yay.
We're going to keep going because they've got another trilogy after this, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Possibly one more too. There's rumors that they have another trilogy to go on as well. So,
as a Star Wars fan, what are your thoughts? Are you worried? Is there a deep burning desire for them to stop in your gut? Do you want them to leave Britney alone?
I want them to leave Britney in her heyday and just keep making those quality early Britney Spears albums instead of possibly getting to the point where Britney goes crazy and shaves her head. I don't want Star Wars to shave its head and just collapse. I really don't. If they can keep making the movies quality, then sure. I think there's 3 or 4 more in me, but I don't know. I don't think I can do another 59 trilogies and get to Star Wars episode 600.
That's it.
That math is way off too.
The Phantom's Menace attacks a man with lightsaber 2.
That's exactly right. I don't know.
Return of the Sith 2, Sebulba's Revenge.
Return of the Sith again?
Again?
It was Jar Jar Binks the whole time.
That's all I'm waiting for. I hate that. I hate that everyone thinks that Jar Jar Binks is a Sith. I think that's just so ridiculous.
You need to read the whole theory. It's so funny.
I know, I have. It's just... someone sat down and wrote that. I tell myself that every time I've read it, I'm just like, someone sat down and wrote this. This was in their brain, they put it on paper, and now I'm reading it, now it's in my brain.
I've got a love-hate relationship with that person. It's hilarious that they did that, but now I never hear or see the end of it. And every time a Star Wars movie comes out, someone just photoshops Jar Jar's face on it and says it was him the whole time. I've seen that meme too many goddamn times. Actually,
yeah.
one thing that I love about Star Wars going and going and going is the Star Wars Sith posting community will continue to be fed with great meme material because they are some funny
That's all you care about.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that there, Aaron?
Anything else I wanted to add?
Let's finish on what are you looking most forward to out of the coming movies this year or in the future for Marvel?
What am I looking forward to out of the current movies the most?
Yep.
Avengers Infinity War. Because that's kind of like, it's not going to be the conclusion. It's like the beginning of the conclusion, I suppose. Like they're going to wrap up that initial 10-year fucking phase of Marvel with these two movies, I'm pretty sure. So I really can't wait for it. The trailer looks hype as anything. It's a lot of characters to put in one movie. I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but the trailer looks like they're going to.
I'm looking forward to watching some superheroes fight some villains. Just a classic old, superhero fucking fight out.
That's it.
Also,
and my boy Tom Holland's in it, so it can't be bad.
They've leaked that they're going to kill off a character within the first 5 minutes or something like that, I believe. Something along those lines.
It'll be a cop-out, though. It's going to be like, oh, hey, Groot's dead again. He's coming back, though.
I can't see it not being Falcon or someone just like that, exactly what you're saying. Some supporting role that no one cares about.
That's it. Or it'd be War Machine. I remember in Civil War when they knocked him out of the sky and everyone thought he might be dead. It's like, no one cares. This is meant to be an emotional scene, but like, who gives a shit about War Machine?
They kill War Machine now. I feel like that's even more of a cop-out than killing off Falcon because he's basically dead. Can he even walk? Is he paralyzed or something fucking absurd?
He's in the suit in the trailer. So I think the suit can move his legs, but I'm fairly certain he probably can't walk like
normal. He has to fly everywhere.
He's just always in the suit. There's a toilet in there for him. Yeah.
Aww.
That's it.
Yeah. No, so I'm looking forward to that. But that's really soon. That's in the very near future. That's
it. How do you see the entire MCU ending? Give me a pitch on how you end the whole thing.
Well, when the whole universe was in a hot, dense state, nearly 40 million years ago, expansion started that the Earth will begin to cool, and there'll be a big bang, and they'll all die. I'm so sorry. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Big Bang Theory theme. I hate that show so much.
I just thought Big Bang. That'll be the end of it.
The whole
no, I reckon it'll have to be because you know how there's multiple universes in Marvel.
Yep.
I reckon it'll have to be the conclusion of one of those universes, like where everyone is wiped out or something. I think of the sort.
I don't think they're going to do the whole multiple universe thing. Or
no, I mean like
not very in depth.
They'll end it there, whereas like this universe is gone. But I reckon that leaves room for other people to use it later on.
Yeah, sure. They'll be like, hey, there's another universe. We can make more movies.
But but
I think the general public's too dumb to wrap their head around that concept.
I don't doubt that, but I reckon that's the way they're going to go. Ending probably the universe, like something will happen.
All right.
I think that's my theory. What about you? What do you think?
I don't know. I think Groot just won't be able to stop growing and no one's going to have the heart to put him down, but he's going to grow so large that the size of him wraps around the entire Earth and squishes everyone to death. And now there's nothing left but Groot, who's just a continuing big ball of planet-sized tree.
What about Star-Lord and all that?
Well, they're not going to have it in them to kill him.
Yeah, but it's not going to affect them. The universe will still exist then.
Well, yeah, the universe will still exist, but everyone's on Earth partying because they just beat Thanos, and now they're all squished to death.
That's a real quick growth period. Very fast.
Someone gave him a protein shake too many.
Well, I guess that kind of ties into our next topic as well, talking about going fast, because we're going to be talking about fast food restaurants. Growing as fast as Groot, you want your food that fast?
Segue was horrible. You don't usually do the segues, but from now on, I think you should.
I couldn't help it. I was like,
doing them ever again.
You know, I was like, I can't not. I know you were going to do it. We talked about you were going to just finish them off earlier, but just lined up for me. Anyway, truly though, we're going to start talking about like fast food restaurants, ones you love, the ones you hate, and any horror stories you have. And there are so many out there, and I'm sure that you guys have all your favorites that you talk about often and visit probably even once a week, maybe more if you like them that much. But I think the best way to go about this, we'll get up the list of the biggest fast food restaurants in the world and go through it and say if you've got something to say about it. If not, we'll move on.
Have you got the list up?
I do.
Woo.
I am good to go. So,
Hit me, daddy.
you know what? Let's have a stab. You can guess who is number one biggest fast food restaurant in the world.
Big Mackie D's.
Big Mackie D's it is.
That clown has no frown.
Locations.
Ooh.
And you know that clown has no frown at all. It does not. You were right.
He doesn't
Yeah.
frown.
Love it or hate it?
I have a love-hate relationship with McDonald's. It depends what I'm getting. Their fries I despise. Oh, that rhymed. Hey.
Dropping hot fire here on
Like
the
McDonald's
CasualCast.
fries, I'll eat because generally I'm very hungry when I'm eating McDonald's, and that's something else to get in my belly. But I can't stand. They're either not salted enough or they're way too over-salted. They're thin pieces of shit. They barely qualify as chips. I really don't like McDonald's chips. But everything else, apart from their coffee, I really like. Their burger collection is awesome. I've never had their salads or anything.
Apart from their coffee.
McDonald's coffee is a bit average. I'll drink it every trip that I'm on. I'll have a McDonald's coffee because it's just so easy. But I don't think it tastes good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't dislike McDonald's. I love their burgers, but that's nearly all that I like. Oh, and all their cafe stuff is good too.
Yeah. Have you got any horror stories like surrounding Macca's before? Any grievous illnesses from them, or something funny that happened after it, or
none from the food itself? But one story of one of the times I was in McDonald's, I was traveling up to the Gold Coast, driving from Orange, which for those who don't know, that's like a 12-hour drive. We were driving up there and I went into the restrooms and there was a guy bent over in the sink spewing. He must have been hungover or something. I was like 10 years old. And when I opened the door, it hit his butt when he was bent over and his head hit the faucet. And like he had like a little cut on him and he got really angry. He was bleeding a little bit. And like he was like, "Who the fuck has done it?" And then he turned around and saw that I was like a little kid. So he calmed his anger a little bit there, but that was probably enough to piss him off the whole day.
You assaulted a man in a Macca's bathroom at the age of 10.
That's right. And that was the first of many McDonald's bathroom assaults for me. I just like to beat people up in the McDonald's bathroom. It's just a small hobby of mine. You can watch my stream on Twitch called Bathroom Battles.
That's it.
It's yeah, no, and I've seen a guy do coke in the McDonald's bathroom here in Orange once, and that's about it.
The Big Mac bathroom bandit strikes again.
Yeah, that's it.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't eat much Macca's. I don't mind it, but I tend to stray away from it if I have an option. Yeah. Sure, like I'll have a coffee nearly every trip we go anyway that's extended. But like other than I guess some of their chicken burgers, they're all just so greasy. And if you get anything off the breakfast menu, I mean, it was probably made 6 months ago and they've just brought it out, I swear, because it's just not tasty whatsoever.
Hash browns are like a fine wine. You got to age it.
That's it. If you can't see specks of green, it's not good. Hey, man. I'm just preaching the truth.
Green means healthy, right? Yeah, got to eat your greens.
Got to eat your greens. Macca's took it to a literal thing where they make everything a little bit green.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so that's number one. Can you take a stab at number two?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Nope, it is Subway.
Subway?
Subway is number two. That's it. Big, shit.
That's a big shit. Subway is just one big shit.
What's the Subway guy's name?
Jared.
Jared, that's it. Big Jared. Wow.
Big Jazza.
My fucking sickness has just like annihilated my brain for the last couple of days.
Yeah. Well, what? There is no better ambassador for your brand
than Jared. Everyone just knows him as Jared as well. Jared, who turned out to be a pedophile, I believe. Something fucked up.
Look at all this weight I lost. Now my jeans are so much bigger, I can fit the kids in them.
Hey, kids, my pants are too big. You want to help me hold them up for a little bit? That's okay. I'll get you free Subway.
Yeah, my main memory of Jared is just all the ads that he put on in like the mid to early 2000s where he'd be like, hey, I'm in my old jeans, and they stretch out like 6 more sizes of me. And yeah, that was about it. So,
hey, kids, you come visit me, I'll give you 6 inches for free.
No.
Don't have to pay a dime.
But yeah, I like Subway. I stopped eating it for a long time because I had it for lunch every day for like a solid 8 months when I used to work at a shop a few doors down from the local Subway. So I just got way too sick of it for like a good year or two. But no, I
interesting.
like it again. Actually, the last thing I ate was half of a sub, so
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, I think Subway is one of those ones that is like bearable. Like if you see one out of like Macca's, that I always go there because you get some sense of eating relatively healthy. Also, they're genuinely good.
yeah,
Making your own sub is
absolutely.
great.
Quick and easy food. You can pick everything that's on there. It's generally fresh. I
Mhm.
enjoy it, especially their cookies. God damn, I fucking love their chocolate chip cookies.
Those things are to die for.
Absolutely.
If you don't get one, it's almost sacrilege, right? You have to get one every time.
Yeah,
And
I actually have a little ritual that I do whenever I get a cookie. I can't think of an improv ritual at the moment, but
so
what
mine
I like to do
is
is I get some of the melted chocolate and draw a pentagram on my forehead.
mhm.
Say to the person who's serving me, "Shalala bimbop, have a very long and prosperous life," and then devour the cookie. So yeah,
Shovel up a bimbop. What does
yep.
that translate to?
Roughly translates to
Have a nice
I like
day.
to stick my thumb in Satan's anus.
Interesting. Why don't you just say that? I think that'd be much better received.
Can you imagine how they'd react?
Probably bad. Actually, I feel like
Roughly,
if you said that to someone, they'd just be like, okay, next.
no,
I don't think
it
they'd give you the
actually,
time of day.
I lied. It actually means I devote my life to the ways of Jared. So,
I just looked
wait,
up and his
is it
name is
Jared?
Jared Foggle. I don't know
Jared
why that's
Fogel.
funny. You can't laugh at someone's last name, but that is just kind of funny. Eh? You're allowed to laugh at a guy who's a shit human, right?
Of course you are. He deserves any joke that comes
His
his way.
children. Quinn Foggle and Brady Foggle.
Named one of his kids Goggle.
I'm
Foggle,
Jared,
Foggle.
and this is my wife Elizabeth, and we're the Foggles.
That's the closest thing to Fogel from Superbad.
True. Maybe Fogel is son to Jared. Just never talks about it.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
But,
Anyway, I
what's
think
the
we've
next best one? I don't have
talked
any
about
bad
your
Subway
cookies enough.
stories. So. Yeah.
No. Actually, what about that time at Subway where we were trying to eat our subs up against the window in Orange there? Really late at night, and we had some rowdy men come up and rub their bare asses on the window, basically at the level of the food. Was it you that I was sitting next to that time?
No.
God, that was interesting.
Was it Jared?
Oh, it probably was Jared. Jared set it up because he heard I was going to talk about him 3 years later.
Yeah.
Well, number 3, I don't know if you ever had it, is Starbucks.
I've had one Starbucks coffee before. I think it was in Darling Harbour or around there.
Yeah. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, that's it. It was fine. It was coffee.
It was coffee.
That's
the way you rate coffee, right?
Yeah, I mean,
no,
I don't know.
people
It's
rave
just
about
such an
it.
American thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Like
So,
Starbucks,
while I was
every
traveling
American's
there-
like, oh yeah, we just pop down to Starbucks and like have a coffee. It's like their Glory Jeans, like the biggest chain that everyone goes to because they have to and it's close and cheap.
Yeah. No, so the one thing I would say that is good for Starbucks, they do have that unique range of random shit that everyone goes insane for. But also the fact that they have venti coffees, fucking absurdly large coffee cups, which would sate my desire for any coffee bean, regardless of what coffee I got. So they have that going for them, but otherwise, I didn't see it to be any different, really. It's just another coffee joint, like you said.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what all the rage is.
That's it. No good stories from there. But number 4, your initial guess is KFC. KFC for me is the same as a love-hate relationship. I often get it because it's like a cheap option, but by God, do I often regret it later. Because it just makes me feel so ill, but during the eating period, it's so good.
It is so good. It's so greasy and good. So my friends here often, none of us like to admit when we eat KFC. So our kind of little in-joke here with my mates and I is that whenever we've had KFC, we happen to get lost. We're not sure how we ended up there or how the food ended up in our hands because we don't eat that by choice. So yeah, we just got lost, our GPS broke, and then here we are with some KFC. So usually someone's feeling like KFC, like, hey, you want to get lost? Yeah, so I fucking love KFC. Like, if you need a big-ass greasy feed that's relatively cheap and has the value, go for the Streetwise feast. That's like a family feast that you can kind of eat by yourself for $20. You get everything ever. It's best value for money. Tastes so good. You feel so shit afterwards, but it's worth it.
Definitely not.
Um,
Promoting these streetwise feasts religiously.
Students fees only $19.99.
As if we have a deal where it's, I think it's $10 for 15 like wicked wings. That's pretty insane.
That's
Crazy
very
deal
good.
down here in old Canberra. But yeah, I have actually a pretty shitty story for it. When we were much younger with a group of friends, hanging out in the streets as you tend to do as a young child, being a bit of a street rat. Scum of the streets we were called by many an old lady. But we went to KFC, as was normal tradition, and we got the classic couple large chips and they're just big potato and gravy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All's well, eating some chips, sitting down, having a laugh, and then all of a sudden open it up and there is a lovely little addition of a cockroach in there. And I don't think I've ever felt more ill when opening up food from anywhere because that was absolutely disgusting. But we got a free meal out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, but I never would have felt more inclined to eat something in my life.
Oh, well, I'm glad I wasn't friends with you then.
If you eat a cockroach, you gain its properties and become immune to nuclear blasts.
You've also eaten a cockroach.
But now you're immune to nuclear blasts.
Yeah, I'm going to tell everyone you eat cockroaches, though.
That's true. I do love KFC, though. Like, their chips, in my opinion, are the best chips. Nice and juicy and thick. They have a lot of good girth to them, perfect in length.
Interesting.
Seasoned to perfection as well, might I add. They can get soggy easy. That's one detriment to them, especially in those big cardboard boxes, but they're fantastic. Love me some KFC chips.
Soggy KFC chips, right up there on the list.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I reckon the top ones are probably the main ones people are interested in, right? So I might just rattle off the next couple up to 10 and see which ones we've got here in Australia, yeah?
Yep.
So number 5, we have Burger King, which is, of course, like Hungry Jack's here in Australia. Have you heard the story for that?
Why its name changed?
Yeah. Because
I haven't actually.
There's a small little place in Melbourne, I believe it was, named Burger King before they tried to move over here. And they trademarked it, and they wouldn't sell it for anything. And therefore, Burger King had to change it to Hungry Jack's.
Wow, because I remember even in Australia initially it was Burger King. Because I remember having Burger King in Orange once. Yeah, and then it wasn't long after at all. Like it would have been like a month or two when it became Hungry Jack's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's the story. Like I've been told that a couple of times from a few different people. So if you get the same story from a couple of different people, it can't be a lie. That's just the facts of it. You know, masses are never wrong.
But anyway, I love me some Hungry Jack's. Burgers are great. You get unlimited refills. It's relatively cheap. You can't go wrong. And every summer they do those awesome frozen drinks. You can get like frozen mango, frozen raspberry, all that shit. Those frozen mangoes, man, that's my jam. Love it.
Well, the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's, right?
Sure.
The logo. Anyway, number 6 is then Domino's Pizza, which is, your favorite place. Love to be there. Just the general vibe is something that you look back on fondly, I'm sure.
I loved my time working there so much.
Not a hint of sarcasm in him. Anyway, number 7, the place he wish he worked was Pizza Hut. Lovely place.
No, I don't.
The one near us has like a guy who I think has given up on existing because I've never met anyone who seems so unhappy with just, being a person.
Yeah.
So that's my main thing.
I think... sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, dude. But I think every Pizza Hut boss probably hates their lives and ends up in some bad spot. And I have legitimate evidence for this. I'm not just saying that.
Yep.
And it's based off what you just said. And so Lockie, my housemate and common guest Dylan Swain's cousin, he used to work there along with Varun and Jasper, two of my other mates, at the local Pizza Hut. And that boss refused to pay anyone either accurately or full stop. He liked to employ a lot of the Indian community in town because apparently they were happy to work cheaper or happy to go weeks without pay as long as they got something eventually, which is really sad. So he tried to hire a lot of that community, and then police and stuff started to catch on to embezzlement and tax fraud. Apparently he would take a lot of the store's earnings for himself, stuff like that, and people's pay for himself. And then I remember reading in the local paper, Pizza Hut franchise owner escapes from town and goes missing, and no one knows where he is. So he was running away from the cops for the longest time, and the store shut down for a while. And yeah,
puts Pizza Hut in a good light, doesn't it? It's a place
Well,
to
puts
go.
that guy in a great light. I doubt it's Pizza Hut as a thing, but I think some of the managers or owners can just be some shady people.
That's the same thing anyway, though. It's definitely not like a set like franchise or anything. People are just
that's
inherently shit, right?
True.
Anyway, well, number 8, Dunkin' Donuts. Never been there, which I had been.
Yeah,
Same
me
with
too. I
you?
love donuts. Yep.
That's it. Number 9, Baskin Robbins. Do you know Baskin Robbins at all?
Baskin Robbins is an ice cream place. I don't know if there are any in Australia. But actually, I think it might have been Dunkin' Donuts. No, it's Taco Bell that recently opened. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Baskin Robbins, I'm pretty sure is an ice cream place, I think.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure that's where
Yeah.
Ant-Man gets a part-time job when he just gets out of prison in Ant-Man.
Yeah. No, I think you've nailed it. You know more than me. Easy.
There you go.
And then number 10, last but not least, is Hunt Brothers Pizza. Just, I assume, another
The fuck is
pizza joint
Hunt Brothers?
in America or wherever that sell a lot of pizza.
First, they hunt the game for it. Like, they don't have a 15-minute guarantee, and I'll tell you why. First, you order the pizza, tell them what meat you want, then they have to leave the store, go on a 3 to 7 day hunt, get enough of that meat, bring it back, cook it, marinate it, all of that, and then do the dough and the toppings, and then you get your pizza. So it's a big time sink. It's probably worth it. But
Well,
the Hunt Brothers love to hunt, love to. I can't think of something that rhymes with hunt that's going to fit that sentence, but yeah.
Hunt. Like to take a bet, which you can also do at Hunt
We
Brothers
like to
Pizza.
hunt, and we like to hunt.
I said punt, but you know, we can hunt twice if you
said
like.
hunt.
Look, all these hunt words are just not working. Yeah. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah. The Brothers Pizza is pretty great, but I didn't want to wait 3 days for my meal. 10 out of 10 would do it again, though.
Yeah.
I just got into a vicious loop because along with them being the Hunt Brothers, I just put punts on all day. I was just betting, and now I'm in a vicious debt, all because I wanted a pizza.
There's nothing else to do in this store. They don't let you leave, but there's a
Until
big
the pizza
TAB
comes
machine in there, and that's the only thing you're allowed to. It's the only thing you're allowed to touch. Have to go hungry for 3 days, but at least you got the TAB.
This- Please, sir, my family's hungry. Is your pizza here yet, sir? Well, you better go back in there and bet or just stay around.
$1,000 in debt from the TAB.
Curse you, Hunt Brothers! I'm fucking done.
Let's move on from the Hunt Brothers.
I think that's getting close to wrapping up anyway, isn't it?
Probably. Hang on, how long have we gone for? I've gone for 58 minutes. Yeah, that probably is time to wrap it up. So on the note of the Hunt Brothers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching live, I hope you've had a good punt while we've hunted. And definitely remember, if you do want to listen to the whole version in good, like high quality audio, the edited version that is up every single Wednesday at varying times, depends on how busy I am. But you can find that on all podcast services, or you can watch them broken up topic by topic Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on YouTube. Definitely subscribe to know when all the latest episodes are up. It really helps us out. And especially be sure to check out all of our gameplays that come out every Friday and Sunday on our YouTube channel. There's a new Metal Gear Solid one coming up in the next couple of hours on our channel. And if you enjoyed the video, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and share with all your friends. I've been Sam for Banter Lab with Ben Storia. And until next time, au revoir.
Illness. Fuck, I just have so many minds.